Hello, Year 8, and welcome to the third lesson of week 12. This resource is attached to Show My Homework, and you can print it out if you would like to and write in it, or you can just write notes in your book. But I thought you might like to see the pictures. So here we have Agatha Christie's two characters. We've got Captain Hastings and Hercule Poirot. And they're both very famous characters, lots of TV series and films. You might know Murder on the Orient Express. And over here we've got Arthur Conan Doyle's characters, Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes. And they've also had lots of films and TV series made about them. So I thought we'd start off with a general discussion about similarities and differences. It might help to look back at the appropriate text. So this was the prior one. And the week before, we looked at A Study in Scarlet, which was the Sherlock text. And if you like, you might like to have a little reread of these before attempting this. So some of the similarities and differences, what strikes you most obviously about the two? What words could we use to describe them? Well, for Poirot, he's extremely neat, careful, orderly. He's certainly very perceptive. He sees things that others don't. He's also extremely meticulous, perhaps to the point of being overly fussy. He's also kind to Captain Hastings, and he's also quite an emotional person. He certainly notes other people's emotional states and uses that to understand why they might have committed the crimes they did. On the other hand, Sherlock is a rather different character. I wouldn't describe him as particularly neat, but he's certainly extremely confident, extremely astute. He's certainly got sort of an amazing range of knowledge, and his ability to apply that to situations that he needs and to deduce and infer the truth of a situation is almost like a magician. It's astonishing and frankly almost bordering on unbelievable. Now, it might be helpful to use some of those words, it might not, but I thought we could use the who, what, when, where, why and how questions to help us pick out some of the differences. We're not actually going to actively compare today. We're going to write a summary sentence on Poirot and a summary sentence on Sherlock, and the sentence is going to try and include the best bits of the notes from either side. You'll notice I've put dotted lines here and full lines here because these are notes and these are going to be a full sentence. So, who is each character? What is their specific job? When? That's a tricky one, you might struggle with that. Where are they operating? Why? And how? I'm going to give you a moment to actually have a go at some of those notes before I go through them with you. Okay, I'm assuming you've had a go. Let's have a little go now. Okay, so let me show you what I considered using our text. So I thought maybe you'd give us a tick if you got some similar ones. So I put who, a Belgian gentleman. I didn't put his job there. I said it here that he's a detective. Now you probably won't have known this, but you might have worked out from the clothing. It looks very similar actually, but mostly these were set in the 1940s to the 50s, or possibly somewhat earlier actually, but later than the Arthur Conan Doyle. But interestingly, Poirot goes where the crime is. Notice how he sallied forth with Captain Hastings to see the scene of the crime. Why? Well, he helps others, he helps Hastings, and he often wants to find the truth, and he often looks into murders. And we notice that how he does it is by noticing. He arranges all the facts so that they all link together. So those are some of the notes I made about Poirot, and maybe you got some similar ones. What about Sherlock Holmes? Well, he's English, He's a consulting detective, so that's slightly different. So he helps other people who are detectives. He sort of gives them his opinion. Now, the slightly earlier period starts in the 1870s. The latest story was 1914. This is mostly Victorian and also mostly in London and even at home. Why does he do it? Well, I think that Sherlock explains he wants to enlighten and any sort of mystery. So lots of his current clients come from private investigators, not just the police. It might not be a crime as such, it could just be a mystery. And how? Well, Sherlock tells us that he's interested in observation, deduction, and that he uses his special knowledge. Ooh, I bet you've got some fantastic ideas as well. What I'd like you to do is then have a go. How do we put all of that into a sentence? It's going to be a long sentence, isn't it? We might need to start with, ooh, look at that, I've got a little embedded clause at the beginning. So that's when you begin with a name. So I said Poirot, and then I put a comma, and I put in an extra bit of information. So I said a Belgian detective. Now that ticks off the who and the what immediately. Poirot, a Belgian detective, goes where the crime was committed. I wonder if that's had two M's. Sorry, bad spelling. So I've got the where to find all the little facts and arrange them neatly until the truth is revealed. One sentence, but I put in lots of important information. Do you notice? I missed out some of the things here. I actually chose to exclude the time period. I included most of that. I didn't really pick out much about helping others to find the truth, but I did pick up that it was crime, murders. So it's okay at this stage to make sure that everything is essential to summarising the character. Now, what about Sherlock? So obviously, you'll have different things in your notes, but this is what I turn my notes into. So I said, confident and observant, comma. So I've begun with two words to describe him as a person. You could do the same thing. Confident and observant, comma, a consulting detective. So again, I've got his. Holmes does not need to leave his flat to solve most mysteries. Such is the power of his special knowledge. So I've included consulting detective. I've got the fact that he's in his home, that he solves mysteries, and special knowledge. I didn't manage to cram in observation and deduction, but it is only one sentence. Notice this time I didn't think he was that important that he was English, perhaps because as you think about English literature, it becomes more of a significant factor that the Poirot isn't English in those stories than it does that Sherlock is. Okay, so I hope that's given you a taster. And I hope you enjoy writing your summary sentences. Well done, everybody. Great work this week.